Hello, beautiful starseeds and light workers, all the awakened souls out there. I'm so happy to have you back on my channel. Welcome back to Starseed Academy. So my name is Jenny, and today I want to talk with you all about the moon because shout out to a listener, a subscriber, that actually left me a video request on Instagram. So thank you, Lori, for this video request. So Lori was kind of like, where is our moon? What happened? Where's our actual moon? What happened there? And how does that change the energy of it? So what I want to do today is actually channel this live for you. So that means that I'm going to connect with the source that I feel like will be the best for this information, and then channel the information live for you. So all of my videos here are channeled, but sometimes I channel beforehand and take notes and then come on here and just kind of like talk about it. The reason that I do that is because when I channel, things kind of come through in not in order, like you could be over here and then back over here and then back. It's kind of just like a download, right? Where it's kind of all over the place. So sometimes I like to just do that beforehand and have like a clean delivery. But I do think it's important to every once in a while kind of come on here and do it live, because it's a really fun experience, right? Like if you've never seen me channel or if you've never had a reading with me before, I just kind of want to like invite you on that journey of how I describe what I do, everything that I see, feel, hear, know, and I just share everything that comes through. And we also like can put the pieces together at the same time and come to these conclusions. And I feel also like when I channel people, it just feels you can tell that it's very authentic and that the information is not coming from me, like it's just very obvious. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. And then before we jump in, I want to remind you to please like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it. This is a cool topic to share. Lots of people wonder about what's up with the moon. And then also subscribe for new videos here every Sunday. There are links in the description of this video below for some free resources that I would love for you to enjoy. And the first one being a weekly energy report that I send out. I do channeled messages every single week. And I'm also starting to do a bit of like a personal, what's going on with me behind the scenes in my life. So a little bit of personal stuff in there too. So it feels like the right place for that through email. So if you want to receive weekly reports about what's coming up for you energetically, or the collective, or what the heck is going on with maybe solar flares, full moons. I mean, I do all kinds of different messages in there. So definitely take advantage of that free resource. And then also I have lots of unique content over on Instagram that does not make its way here. Tons of informational posts and fun things. So make sure that you're following me on Instagram. You can see that link below as well. Okay, so let's jump into finding more out about our moon. Okay, so I think that when I was like thinking about the topic, subject matter, who I felt was going to be the right person to go to was the Council for Humanity, but I'm going to double check that and we're going to go through the process together. So before I jumped on, I did set up the sacred space just to save a little bit of time, but I want you to know that I always do that. The sacred space makes the channeling clean and ethical. Clean meaning it's a clean connection to my desired person, protected connection. I protect myself with lots of angels, my team, God source, light. So it's clean, meaning it's very protected and connected. And then it's ethical because I always ask for them to remove my own preconceived notions, ideas, ego, expectations, preferences, all of that to the side, and just really allow the pure information to come through. So you can tell when somebody's doing clean and ethical channeling, and I will say that's almost becoming very rare and hard to find. There are some real gems out there though. And then you can also see when someone's channeling a message that is filled with their own thoughts, ideas, ego. It can be triggering. It can feel icky. You can just know, like if somebody's channeling a message from, I don't know, the Galactic Federation of Light or Archangel Michael or Jesus or whatever, and it comes through and all the message is filled with like separation and fear frequency and I don't know, you can doubt or whatever, you can just really feel it. So always use your discernment. Discernment is huge, but just know that all of my channeling is done in that clean and ethical way. And I have a new course that is starting mid-January. Okay, so I think it's going to be January 18th. If that's the Wednesday I'm thinking, that's the day I think it's going to start. But it's starting mid-January. And it is 6 weeks of training with me. It's going to be interactive, live, 6 weeks of classroom setting and practices, lessons, everything. It's all going to be recorded in case you miss a class, but showing up live is also like quite an experience, especially when you're learning a new skill. And it's called Channeler of Light. I'll put that in the description below too, just in case you want to check out the information. If you're a beginner, then you will be blown away by your own gifts. I love that. That's such a fun part of my job. If you're a professional, like this is part of your business, maybe you do readings or healings or something like that, then this course would take your channeling deeper, more accurate, and with more ease. No more of the strain or the third eye headaches or any of that. Okay. So enough about Channeler of Light, but just know that there is a pre-sale on until middle of December, I think. Then it goes away. So if you want to jump in on this, now is the time to check out the pre-sale pricing in the link below. Okay, so let's talk about the moon. Okay, so I've got the sacred space set up, clean and ethical. Let's decide who we need to go to. So I'm just going to take a second and connect. So for me, I call in Archangel Michael and he helps me to connect. I almost feel like we astral travel really quickly and we fly up to the Galactic Federation of Light that is in this galaxy, the headquarters here. And I'm going to ask them, okay, who do we need to talk to find out more about the Earth's moon? What happened to Earth's moon? We want to find out the history and what are we left with? What do we have now? Okay, and then they are pointing me to what I thought. So they're pointing me to the Council for Humanity. So the Council for Humanity is a council of like lots of different kinds of beings. There is Pleiadians and Arcturians and all the different kinds of galactic beings. And there's even humans on this council, which I like. Obviously there should be if it's a Council for Humanity, but I just feel like this council is the most connected to Earth and what we're going through. Like it's their number one priority. They're not doing other things. They're not, it's their main gig. It's what they're doing. They're all about humanity. How's humanity doing? How can we help? How's Earth? So I go to them a lot, right? Because that's what I care about right now, or I wouldn't be here on Earth. Okay. So the Council for Humanity, I used to go to the Galactic Federation of Light and talk with them there. And then I said this a few videos ago. So if you watch a lot of my videos, you probably heard me say this, and if you can tell me in the comments below, what video did I say this in? Because I cannot remember. But in a video, I got confirmation from the Council for Humanity that they had moved their headquarters to the moon. And I completely forgot that until this moment when I just closed my eyes and saw they have this almost like round disc-shaped building sitting on like a mountain on the moon, and the front is all wraparound windows. And I closed my eyes and got a flash of that. And I was like, oh my God, of course they would be the ones to talk to. They're literally on the moon right now. And I forgot that. So if you know when I said that, tell me what video that was. Okay, so Council for Humanity. So thank you so much for meeting with us all. And I want to ask more about the moon. So what can you tell humanity? I'm going to share this information. I am sharing this information. What can you tell us that we're allowed to know that's for our highest good about the moon, the history, the state of it now? I'm just open to receive right now, and then we can get more specific questions once we get flowing. Okay, so they're saying Buzz Aldrin, which I think is an astronaut, right? Okay, one sec. They're like Buzz Aldrin, and I'm like, okay, astronaut, confirming that I know who that is. And then they're like, he knows. Oh, he knows what? I don't know. He knows though. He knows something. They're saying he knows what's on the other side. They're showing me like the dark side of the moon, right? He knows. So, and he's not the only one. Okay. And he's not the only country. Whoa. Okay. So they're sharing a lot right now. They're saying China knows. I feel like I feel like they said Russia too. So I don't know. Are those the three biggest, like the US, China, Russia? Is that the three biggest people that have to do with like space programs? That was the three that I just felt they all know. So they've all been there, okay, and they've all seen the truth. And they're saying all you need to do is go there to know, but obviously not everybody can go there. So again, Buzz Aldrin knows. I don't know what he knows yet. One sec. Okay, they're just showing me that an image of him receiving a paper, and it's almost like a contract, like a non-disclosure agreement where he's not allowed to say he signed it. Like they're saying he signed it away. He signed away the information he can't. He hints to it. I've definitely seen him hint to some things. I wonder, has he ever written a book? I'd be interested if he has, because I'm seeing a non-disclosure agreement with him. And they're saying that he would lose, like, they're showing me bank accounts. So it would be a financial loss. If he talked about it, they'd probably be able to sue him. Maybe that's what that means. So he's not able to do that. But he knows. Okay. And then they showed China and Russia. Okay, so let me just see. So they're talking about current moon, what the state is now, and saying that people know. So what do they know? Obviously, that's the next question. So they're showing me structures. They're showing me the dark side of the moon that never faces Earth. And then they were showing me structures about that. And then they bounced back to, see what I mean? When I live channel, it bounces a bit. So just stay with me. They showed me the dark side of the moon and that there were structures there that would be obvious that someone is inhabiting the moon, like obviously. But then they bounced to when I said how we never see the dark side of the moon. They said, that's tech. And I'm like, tech, like technology. And then they showed me the moon is like a layer of stone, I guess, like natural, something that looks natural, like a natural stone. They're saying it's built. Okay. Then they're saying the next layer it's some kind of metal. It's some kind of, I don't know what that means. They said fibrous metal. Don't know what that means. So it's like the next layer is this metal. And then they're showing me an axis built out of metal too. And I almost hear it like clicking in a way. And they're saying like the rate that the moon rotates versus the Earth is synced perfectly so that we never see any other side of it. We only ever see one side. And they're like, that is technology. Like that's not organic. So it's set up that way through the axis of the moon, determining its rotation. It's not naturally rotating because it's not an organic thing. It's built. I was going to say man-made, and then they were like, no, man didn't make it. But it is made and built by probably galactic beings or something. Okay. So we've got Buzz Aldrin, we've got the countries that know, we've got the rotation thing, how it's tech, the layers of the moon. Okay, so where were we? So I wanted to know, what do they know? Okay, let me see if we can pull that information up. When I said, let me see if we can pull that information up, they literally showed me like a drawer of like file folders and the information being pulled up. So that shows me that it does exist as it's written down somewhere. It is somewhere in the like deep state or deep government stuff of the US and probably Russia and China. It's documented. Okay, so it is written down somewhere. And they're saying, so back to the structures on the dark side of the moon. They're saying inhabitants. Okay, obviously. So who lives there? What are they doing there? Oh, that is not what I was expecting. And they said it 3 times. They said grays, grays, grays. I'm like, I did not think that. Okay, so are they neutral? Are they darker agenda? What kind of grays? They said neutral observers, and they showed me a laboratory. They showed me what looks like a science lab. They showed me lots of like instruments that technicians labs would use. It looks like it's like a lab for testing of some kind. Okay, and then they also said observation though. Okay, so why did the grays get it? No way. Oh, I've got a crying cat, and you might have heard that. Okay. I said, why are the Greys, why do they get to be the ones? Like, I'm sure that you would think there would be like a battle for who gets the moon. And then they said, because they built it. They built it. I always wondered. And that makes so much sense because the Greys are so like technologically savvy. Like they're so freaking advanced and like futuristic in the things that they can build and create and the weapons they built it. It's their creation. And they're saying that these Greys are neutral, though. They built it as an observation of Earth specifically. Okay, so it's in Earth's atmosphere, obviously, for a reason. They are observing not necessarily even the rest of the Milky Way, but Earth. This is an Earth observatory. And they're showing me that they did this, like, I guess it's not money. I don't think like the Greys, and I don't think it's money like what we have here on Earth, but there is something, there is a currency, because I know that there's like greed and power and stuff that gets kind of weird. So whatever the currency is, it could be materials, weapons, ideas, I don't know. They did this, that the Greys will allow people to take up residence, but that not of their lab, that's theirs, but there's other buildings. And they rent them out to other people, other groups of people that either need a safe house because the moon is pretty neutral, or they need to somewhere near Earth or in the Milky Way, they need something around here. Okay, so where do we want to ask next? Okay, so then I'm hearing like, so the Council for Humanity is literally doing that right now. They are laughing because in my mind I asked, are you paying? And then they literally started laughing and said, oh yeah, but it's worth it because they are observing Earth as well, and they're observing a lot of Earth's like wavelengths, like the things coming off of Earth. It feels like I think it has to do with like the Schumann resonance, and they're measuring a lot of that. So they kind of have their own little lab, but they are renting from the Greys who built the moon, who have permanent residence there. So already this video is just wild. Okay, what else do we want to know? Let me see if I can telepathically feel what your questions would be. I feel like some of you want to know what the Greys are doing in the lab, so we'll go with that for now. But pop your questions below, because maybe if it's a big deal and everybody wants to know about the moon, I can do a part 2 always. If there's enough questions, I'm always willing. Okay, sorry. So focusing back on what are the Greys doing in that lab? What are they doing there? They said it has to do with life and evolution. It is about us. It's about life and evolution. It's about humanity, but then they said also the animals, the animal kingdom here. Okay, because we are very, I know we might not feel this way, but we're very healthy here on Earth. Like we're filled with life. Look at I don't even know how many kinds of life are on Earth between the plants and the insects and the animals and the people. And we're all just breeding, and just like completely taking over the planet. And that is a weakness of the Greys. They are not able to reproduce. They've lost that ability through trying to evolve themselves falsely or forced evolution through, I don't know what means, but they've like specifically on purpose evolved themselves right out of being able to reproduce, which was obviously not their intention, but it happened. And they've really put like brain power above a lot of other things. So like their bodies are very small, their emotions are very limited, and it's all about just intelligence for them. Though they are very good at working together. And neutrality, like the neutral emotional thing, can be helpful probably in some situations. But to never feel true love or excitement or happiness or, overwhelming joy, that would be so hard. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So the Greys are studying life. They're studying all of the life on Earth, not just humanity. Okay. So then I'm seeing them with like samples, physical samples from the oceans, they just showed me an image of like a typical spaceship, like round, disky thing, going below the water, like that it's obviously waterproof, and then going really, really deep to the very bottom of the ocean where we've never been as humans, even though this is our planet. We've never been to the very, very bottom of like the deepest depths. There's probably so much down there. They've been, and they've collected samples of animals and plants and the dirt and the water and different things. And I don't know, I think that they're studying because there's a lot of planets that are either close to being able to host life or kind of blank, and maybe they're not building a planet, but they want to take a planet that does not currently have flourishing life on it and create that environment. Okay, and then when I said that, this video, then they said because that's what we did, that what happened with Earth. I don't think it wasn't the Greys though. No, I'm getting the sense that it wasn't the Greys. But Earth was the environment of Earth, like the compositions, environment, I don't know, all the measurement-y things, was not actually the most hospitable to life. And then we had some interference, or Earth did, and then it became this flourishing, beautiful planet that it is today. So it can be done, and that's what the Greys are studying. They want to recreate a new Earth, like create another Earth. And then I'm hearing that they also want to seed themselves more thoroughly. And if they are the ones that kind of create that planet, they'll probably be allowed to do that. So what I'm hearing is though there are lots of starseeds here that have gray DNA, it's not the majority. I wonder that would be an amazing video. I wonder if we're getting off track of the moon though, aren't we? Okay. So I was just about to go, but I was going to try and go through the history of humanity. Maybe not. Let me get back on track, you guys. I'm so sorry when I channel live. I get so like curious that I just go down a rabbit hole and then I forget what I'm talking about. This is why I don't do it live. Okay. Greys, laboratories, studying life, wanting to seed their own planet with themselves, but life as well, and nature and planets, because it's so intelligent and so organic and beautiful and natural and powerful. Okay, cool. So that's who built the moon. That's what they're doing in their lab. They rented out I think there's some other big labs or spaces where people can rent it. Council for Humanity is one right now. They have rented it out to all kinds of beings, like darker, lighter, like Council for Humanity is like service to others. They are in service to humanity, and so that would be like a council of light, basically. But I see that they've also rented it out to reptilians. They said no, correct that, to draconians is what I should say. Okay, so draconians. Okay. I don't know why they just showed me some other flashes. I saw like the group, I saw Pleiadians, and then I saw some kind of giants beings. I don't know if they were just showing me maybe people that have rented it before. Again, maybe not the most important. We've got a little cat fight about to break out here. Oh no. You guys, be nice. Be nice. Gus, do you see that? They love each other, but they're brothers, and this is what brothers do. I'm going to ignore them. Okay, so what else do we want to know about the moon? Is there anything left? Uh-oh. Hey, be nice. I knew that was going to happen. I kind of feel like I'm stuck on a little bit of the Buzz Aldrin thing. I don't know why I found that so interesting. Like, what does he know? Oh, okay. Maybe I was guided to that because then I got a new tidbit for you. Okay, so Buzz Aldrin knows about the surface, they said, but he also knows more. And then they showed me that the moon is hollow. So I think that we probably all suspected that. They're showing me it's not like some big cavern. It's rooms. Like it's there's like different maybe stairways. I don't know if that's the most high-tech thing. There's probably not actual stairs, but there's like openings, transportation openings, where you can, like little roadways where you can drive in or walk in, and it takes you through some passageways to different rooms. So there's some big rooms down there, some like kind of like big council meeting rooms, and then there's smaller rooms as well. Okay, so let's find out. Now we know what's going on the surface. What's going on inside? Okay, so then I saw that the Gray's laboratory, a part of it is popped up above the surface, which was like a lot of windows that I saw, but the majority of it is inside the moon, which again is like built by them. Okay, so I'm seeing that. What else is going on in there? Okay, I just saw that it's like a parking spot place, like underground garage for spaceships, which is like a really strange way to just say that I saw a bunch of different ships parked in there. But there's more. What else is in there? I feel like I'm seeing groups of people almost hiding, and I don't know why. It almost seems like, okay, then I heard the word refugees. Okay. So there are like hiding spaces, refugees. Okay, what does this mean? Let's go deeper into this. They're showing me like refugees that are going somewhere, and it's a stopover for them. Like they, and there was not like one specific, again, kind of being, because I think I saw different galactic looking beings. It wasn't all one kind. I saw like other grays. I saw some reptilians. I saw like not what we would think of like these, bad negative reptilians. I mean like the ones that are in trouble and trying to get out of things, trying to get out of maybe prisoners, like trying to get free. Yeah, and then I even thought I saw some human style beings. So there are refugees, and there's also people that are endangered or like at high risk. And I think what they're showing me is that there are some hybrids. So, okay, then they just said there's a whole section of the moon for that. Okay, so it's quite a large section, and it's a separate, they're saying living quarters, labs, like it looks like nearly half the moon, like a big space anyway, I don't know. But it's like for the hybrid, not necessarily children anymore, some of them are, but the hybrid species. And that has to do with the grays mixing so this is all focused around grays. Okay, so any hybrid that would be a gray mixed with, and they've done different things. It's not just humans that they've blended their DNA with. I do say that they've blended their DNA with other kinds of beings as well, and even more than one, like a complete mixture, because they're always doing that. They're always evolving themselves or trying to evolve themselves in different directions to see what they can do for longevity and intelligence, and to have their race be stronger. Yeah, so there's like a hybrid section within the moon as well. So there's this hybrid section, there's these ships, there's, what else did I say? Oh, like their original lab, which was only partly poking out of the moon. I think that's all I'm being shown. So let me just check if there's anything big that I'm missing. Oh, yes, I just saw it. They showed me a vision of like moonlight coming off of the moon, and they're like the effects of the moon. Didn't you originally want to ask about that? Yes, I did. I did say that at the beginning. Like, how does the energy of the moon affect us now? Like, can it negatively affect us? How can it affect us? So let me just see. They said the word electromagnetic. Don't really know what that means yet. So they're saying because the moon is so heavy and metal, that fibrous metal or whatever they said it was made of, it is magnetic, and that's why we react to it. It's, oh, of course, they just said, oh my God, they just said electromagnetic. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. And then they show me a magnet. Oh, okay. So it's like a giant magnet for some reason, or that's how it makes things react to it. So that's why our tides go in and out, like they wash in and out with the moon, whether it's full or not. I don't know. They have something that they do that's magnetically charged by the moon. And then our own bodies react to the full moon when it's at its highest peak. And when it's like full, that just means we have like the whole, like the direct face of it, the impact of that. And then when it's like partial moons, that means it's being covered up by, I don't know, something that like you can see, I just know nothing about like astronomy and all of that. But so there are different phases of the moon, as we all know, and it's weaker then because it's not its full blast of energy and light. And they're just saying to me that it's electromagnetic, that I don't need to know more than that because it gets complicated, that it acts like a magnet, and that it pulls on things from Earth. So it pulls us like, our bodies are made of like so much water. Was it like 70 or 90% water, something like that? So it affects our bodies huge. It affects the oceans of the earth. It affects the animals. It affects everything. And like energetically, it also really does affect our moods. It does stir things up within us because of this magnet effect. Okay. So the only thing left that I haven't asked is, where is the real moon? So let me just see. Or did we have one? Like, do all planets have moons? I really don't know. So I got a vision of a meteor or an asteroid, something big that struck our original moon. And no, they said two. They said two. So they're showing me that we had two moons that were, they don't feel big, like two moons that were like together, like, and they moved together. They were together, like twin moons for Earth originally. However long ago, I really don't know. We originally had twin moons, and then there was this like asteroid or meteor, something that crashed into them, and it threw one out of orbit and it went spiraling off. And then the other one was like really damaged and somehow it was a risk to Earth in some way, like it could come crashing down or something. So then the Greys, oh, okay. So then the Greys petitioned to whichever council they would need to, that they would remove it and replace it with something that kept the cycles of Earth. Like, I think that they tried to almost mimic its effect to the best of their ability that they could do technologically. And that is the reason why they were allowed to place it there. Because I know a lot of people are like, why would anybody be allowed to put a fake moon there or steal our moon? Aren't there councils that stop that kind of thing? You can't just go taking moons, right? So it looks like that's what happened with like the other two twin moons being completely damaged and not usable, and even almost a risk to crashing down on Earth. In some way, it was a risk. I don't know. And so they petitioned to, you know what, we'll remove all of that and we will replace it. And what I'm hearing is that it was a process, obviously, and they weren't just allowed to replace it with whatever they wanted. They have to have like rules where it remains neutral. So it can't be like a military battle headquarters. There's rules about what they are allowed to do with it. And so that's why they use it for science and experiments and studying things, researching things, developing things. That's allowed. They're not allowed to use it as a weapon against us, is essentially what it was. So it's not the moon is not a weapon. I know some people have said that is not a weapon. It is very science-based. It's more like an observatory and a lab. However, there are spaces that are rented out to different individuals for currency, whatever their currency was that they showed me. And so those individuals, though, while they're on the moon, are only allowed to observe. maybe observing for nefarious reasons and then taking that data somewhere. I don't know. But when it comes to the grays, they have to remain neutral, and they tend to be pretty neutral anyways. And that's why they were allowed to do what they did. I think that's pretty much it. I don't want this video to get too long, so I think I'll leave it there. That was really interesting, you guys. Let me know what you think about the information that came through. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you like this style of live channeling, or if you like the more like organized me just sharing what I receive. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Okay, so thank you so much. I love you all so much. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to sign up for the weekly energy report. It's free and it's so good. I put a lot of effort into that every week. And come follow me on Instagram for new things, original things, fun things. And then don't forget about my new course, Channeler of Light, so you can learn to do what I did here today, how to tune in with all your different clairs and be able to start the flow of communication to channel clean and ethically, of course. So my course, Channeler of Light, is starting mid-January. I'm feeling like maybe January 18th. We'll see. That feels like a good date. And then the pre-sale is going for, I think, around one more week, I think, when this airs. If you want to get in, it is a great deal. The pre-sale, it's like, I'll put the link below and check it out. But the pre-sale price is like a huge chunk off of the regular price, and you still get everything. You still get the bonuses. You still get the full 6 weeks with me. The bonuses are really great too. So again, if you want to learn how to channel, whether you're a beginner or a professional, this is going to be the course for you. This is going to be the only channeling course you ever need, actually, to master your own gift. And I love teaching this, and I've taught it many times already with amazing results and testimonials. Check out the link below for more details. I love you. And please remember, listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you are in. I love you, beautiful star seeds. Have a beautiful day.